I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful October 16th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you're on the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And we are joined by Mr. Luke Gagnon in Real Texan Politics.
Hello, and John
Also
Rose.
known as small village polling is my formal business title. Real American, you have to call me that.
I can't believe that people fell for that.
Still falling for it, man. Still are.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, F's in chat for Liam Payne from One Direction.
Yeah, so yes, the guy from One Direction died. F's in chat. Again, I never was a big fan of One Direction, but it doesn't sound like it was negative situation.
Yeah,
he unalived himself, most likely. He unalived himself, most likely.
Okay.
It is time we do an updated presidential map prediction. That is right. This is the second to last one. I decided, okay, you know what? It's October. We have to have more of these because a lot of shit's going down. In just a couple of weeks, there's been a lot of fascinating developments. Yeah, so now before we get into it, smash the like button down.
There's a Harris surge. All the conservatards are coping. Oh, that's...
Thank you.
I guess Tyrone never left in spirit.
That's real.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and like usual, join the channel for just $1 a month, folks. $1 to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way to get your questions answered. And already we got a couple super chats. General Hydra for 5. Hey, you guys watching Fox News Town Hall with Kamala Harris? No. And that's be a disaster, though. It'd be funny to see, though. Okay, Timothy Finch for 5. Yeah, that's right. Look at this. Is it possible? Maybe, but I find it so unlikely that by some miracle it'll turn out that way. Godspeed, all of you. Did he just, like, take all my quotes and, like, thank you? Yeah, that's stuff I usually say in videos.
Godspeed to all of you.
That's my outro, yeah. Yoshi Fan Nick for 2. What source was the Harris plus 22 poll in Maryland from? What pollster was it again? Not Yale, who was it? Who had that Maryland poll that was, like, relatively close?
I don't know. I don't give a shit about Maryland.
Well, no, it's like people are asking because, like, it's like a 10-point shift or whatever.
People fell for the big village, or the small village Maryland Senate poll yesterday. I know, so...
Alright, so I think it's time we get into the updated presidential map prediction. Again, this is October, that's why we're having the second one of the month. This is kind of the... Is this the second last one? I think so, yeah. This is it.
Yep.
This is
unless we do, like, an emergency one in between, you know, which I wouldn't rule out. Yeah, you don't want to roll it out, you know? Like, what if some big news story happens the next week, you know? Like, we might need to do an updated one.
Hey, Rap, TPC mentioned you for the first time I've seen, and he called you a joke. I don't know who TPC is. Who?
Oh, it's the political chatter. Yeah, he's obsessed with you, by the way. He's like this 10-year-old elections channel, and like he's big among like the little ones on like election Twitter. And yeah, he's obsessed with you. He puts like you in all his thumbnails and stuff. Like it's just like Real American is exposed for being a liar or some, I don't know. He's just a child trying to like cope about Harris losing.
Yeah, just ignore it. I have no clue that is. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really pertain to anything. The Voices for 2. Fox News poll dropped.
Wait, what?
Fox News poll dropped.
Okay, don't spoil it. I'm gonna look into it.
They have Trump plus 2.
Nationally?
It looks like October 11th through 14th, likely voters, plus or minus 3 points.
Send it.
Just straight up. Yeah, it's a screenshot from Red Lion Politics.
Trump plus 2. It's being...
Trump
they're
plus
being vindicated.
2. Holy smokes.
What's up?
It's being vindicated, dude.
Yes. Hello.
Mark Mitchell he's being vindicated. Trump plus 2.
I am mutuals with Mark Mitchell because he realized he inducted me into the cult of Trump plus 2. So I can speak great volumes about how true this poll is.
It is Trump plus 2, it looks like. Wow.
Trump plus 2.
That's a 4-point shift in what? A month? Yeah. 1 month it went from Harris +2 to I kind of think this is what most polls are finding right now. It seems like the past couple of days, especially, the Harris campaign's outright imploding. That's what it looks like.
I mean, when NBC had it tied, I was like, okay, okay. This, I literally predicted the night before those polls dropped. I said NBC was going to be Harris +6. ABC would probably be Harris +7. CBS might be the closest of them. CBS ended up being the most lopsided for Harris, and it was only Harris +3.
Jacko Max for 10 went to the Trump Reno rally at GSR. Couldn't get in like this, his one in February. Small venue, only 1,600 could get in. At least 7,000 of us went into overflow/outside. Give Nevada the Trump polls. Betting is wrong. Well, I know Trump has a good chance in Nevada. I still question.
Trump actually did take the lead in the betting odds in Nevada, though.
So, okay. I think we get into the new prediction, and like usual, we do probability-based. Again, safe means 90%, it's going to go one way, like Mississippi. 75-90% likely, 60-75 lean. Tilt, you get the point. K-Cup for 2, Vindication, Captain Raymond Holt. Bomney for 2, Kamala Cucks is an Jover for us. Thanks for that one. But alright, so I think we get into the updated prediction, and again, this is the second to last one. This is kind of crazy to think that we are one more prediction away. And again, we decided to do this because this is the middle of the month. It's been a very polling wise, it's been a very bizarre month. So, all right, let's get into it. I think California, Oregon, Washington, they're safe. Is there really any dispute?
California's going red, actually, just like.
That's real. Well, actually, aliens, you're here, right?
I'm here.
Didn't your forecast in California have it like within 20 or whatever?
So, let me put this into perspective. California,
we're back.
Early vote typically matches with the election day proportionally between Republican and Democrat. I'm saying that if California early vote matches approximately like what we'd expect based off of like previous trends with early voting and election day, then I think it's going to be a Harris and a Schiff +20 to 23.
That's it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be low 20s, possibly high teens.
Well, I mean, if that happens, for starters, there goes a popular vote at that point. I mean, there goes that theory. But, like, I do have questions, like, if it's a 10-point shift, I mean, you would have to assume that would be a big deal for states like, well, obviously, Nevada's not going to shift 10 points right, but I don't know. You would assume that a 10-point shift to California would be a big deal, right? Theoretically.
Yes, that has very big implications for the House races.
I'm trying to think, like, in California, what were the demographics that shift there? Like, what were the key demographics?
Everybody.
Thank you.
That's probably mainly the Hispanics in the Central Valley, I would have guessed.
That's the one thing, like, is that going to be like a 20-point shift or whatever?
But also, like, Imperial County is like D plus 25 to 30. That could have a huge shift to the right. That's where Mexicali and El Centro are.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, is Kamala's interview with Brett Baer being streamed right now?
Yeah, apparently it's a disaster. People are saying it's a disaster. Again, we can't stream it because of Fox News being.
What else?
But yeah, it sounds like Brett Baer's actually asking questions that she can't answer anything.
Wait, test? Oh, never mind.
I come
Discord
from
was
middle
saying
class
it wasn't picking up. Discord was saying my audio isn't
You're good
picking
now.
up, but
You're good.
it sounds like it is.
All right, so this is the current map. I would say.
I wasn't speaking or anything.
Okay, but yeah, so this is the current map. I would say there's like, what is that? 12 states to talk about. I mean, things are getting ugly for the Harris campaign. Can we stop pretending otherwise? The past like month or so has been a complete disaster, and actually just the past week. Now you got what's the guy in Nevada's name? The guy that's like the expert, the John Ralston, right?
Joe Ralston.
John Ralston is now saying he's not going to do his model this year, which likely means that Harris is down and he doesn't want to get backlash. Yeah.
So there's a lot to get to with this prediction. You know what? Let's start with Maine. Let's start the Northeast and work away. Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Let's save Nevada for last.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yeah. So you know what? Let's actually start.
Let's go northeast to southwest.
Yeah, let's start with Maine. So, okay. And of course, we have a tied popular vote, for those wondering. Mr. Nugget for 2. Kamala's getting dunked on in the Fox interview. Is that really a surprise? But yeah.
What else is new?
Yeah, but like Brett Baer, like they had to know he was gonna ask some kind of questions. You know, because at least Brett Baer's sometimes honest, but yeah. But alright, Maine. How are you guys feeling about Maine now?
Probably still likely Democrat.
Yeah.
You guys think likely?
Or it could be lean if it's like getting really, really bad
Now,
for
that's
Harris.
the thing, like,
could,
they have to account for this because it seemed like the past week there's been a clear vibe shift. Everyone agree to that? There's been like a clear like shift.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, it's like if
I've even seen like liberal accounts on Twitter like worried, you know, that, and they're like most of the people on like, you know, the election Twitter side of things are just like, it's 2022 again, ignore everything we're seeing, it's just 22. But like most of like the legit liberal accounts are like actually worried now. So
yeah, so
that's
what
when
people
you
understand. Like the actual people that work in like not in DC, the people in DC are completely out of it. They actually believe they're gonna win, but the people outside of DC that work for the DNC, they realize they're in deep shit right now. That's what's happening. We see this in Nevada. The culinary unions, they're outright saying, yeah, the Harris campaign is probably screwed here. That's what they're admitting to. So it's like, yeah, not good for them. The political demon for 5. I currently post my Arizona Senate debate analysis. I'm releasing my Michigan Senate debate analysis soon. Expect more soon. Yes, I saw the Arizona debate. Who won? I don't really know. I didn't watch it yet. Thank you. Mike for 5. Nevada equals Tilt-R, Arizona Lean-R, New Mexico safe Democrat, Minnesota safe Democrat, Wisconsin Lean-R, Michigan Tilt-R, Pennsylvania likely R, Virginia Tilt-D, North Carolina likely R, Georgia Lean-R, 312 electoral votes for Donald John Trump. You know, that doesn't sound that crazy, just right off the bat, but...
Sounds good.
Yeah. Alright. So Maine, what do you guys think? Because I think with the part of the campaign where we have to start, like, looking 2 weeks in the future. You know, we are, 2 to 3 weeks from Election Day?
Yeah, probably so.
So it's like, okay, how will things go the last 2 to 3 weeks? I think by that point we could start talking about that. Because prior predictions, I've always said avoid that, but how are things trending right now? That we gotta factor that in.
If Kamala is currently tanking in one of her last significant interviews, and the only other one that she might do is Joe Rogan, which is extended format, which will go terribly. The only thing that I can figure is that there is no momentum left, and there's just going to be another collapse. So if you wanted to put Maine in the lean category, that sounds reasonable. I wouldn't go to tilt, but lean sounds really comfortable if you're like projecting to the actual election outcome.
We have to because we have to kind of like figure out like how things trending. Obviously, they're not trending towards Harris. I mean, that even the betting markets are saying it's over.
This is a little bit off topic, but imagine how hilarious it would be if Harris accepted the invitation to go on Joe Rogan, and then not even 5 minutes into the podcast, Trump walks in and sits right across from her.
He should. K-Cup for 5. Brett.
They have a debate unprepared. Like, yeah, she'd be cooked instantly.
K-Cup for 5. Brett, will you fund sex changes for criminals and illegals? Harris, I will follow the law. It is a law that Trump followed. She's cooked. Oh, yeah, she's done. That was her answer? Are you serious?
Yeah.
She's done. Wow. But yeah, so Maine, like, okay, the only reason I was saying, like, we gotta talk a little bit more because there's other states we gotta really get into, but I think right now, with Maine and New Hampshire, we'll include New Hampshire here, I think it's fair to say it's probably gonna be, like, likely, I would say, right now. You know, Maine, I have a gut feeling to be a lot closer than it should be, but I don't know. You guys agree with that? Both likely?
Yeah, I think Maine is going to be in that column, and then a certain other southwestern state we might get to later that had some interesting early vote numbers, but I'm not going to spoil that. We'll get to that when we talk about it.
Official loser for 5. Yesterday was my birthday. In all 19 years I've been alive, I can tell you the meaning of life is to live with and praise God. Jesus K, North Carolina likely are. W's a chat for official loser. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Mike for 2. Joe Rogan will be the final nail in her electoral coffin. Yeah, at that point, that's just, they know it's over. They're trying something desperate. American Nerd for 5. Kellen Coolidge Project, the owner of Time Magazine, Mark Benoff, Calls out VP Harris for turning down multiple interview requests with time. Well, that's not a surprise. Tester's done for 2. Gonna kick down some Swazi signs. Don't do that. Don't do that. Lepatri 2024.
Yeah, that is illegal, and that is never knocked down.
Support the
Like,
Republican, obviously, but don't do what Dems do.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's
No,
literally
because we're told that a lot when we're out canvassing. Like, never remove like opposition canvassing, because that can get you in like prison.
That's actually
that's
legal
not.
issue. So.
It's not something you take lightly.
Yeah. Dark Helm for 5. For whatever reason, New York Senate's a toss-up on Polymarket. Y'all should check it out. It's very funny. See, I think Polymarket's having some, like, glitches right now. So, yeah.
A bunch of people are betting on it.
Like, are Republicans, like, mass buying New York or something?
I guess, like, sometimes Polymarket has, like, a weird glitch. You know, sometimes it doesn't show the right thing. So, all right. You know what? Should we save the Rust Belt for later, or should we go right into it?
Did you already do New Hampshire?
We just said likely for both. I don't really see anything else outside of that right now. Could it change?
Okay.
Like, we don't know for sure.
Okay.
Those states I want to wait and see on.
Yeah, we can do the Rust Belt.
I think it's only on their end because New York is 97 for Harris.
Yeah,
on
sometimes it
my
can be a visual
Polymarket,
bug that happens. So, but all right.
Yeah.
Let's go with Minnesota. Let's get this one out of the way. Now, what's
likely D?
Likely D. So,
likely, with a caveat that I don't know if you saw, but there was a poll out of Minnesota's, I believe, the 2nd congressional district. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it has Trump. Yeah, Trump's sharply outperforming how he did in 2020, but he's not flipped the district.
Yeah, so I mean, how much did he lose by in 2020?
7, and I believe this new poll had Harris up by 2.
Yeah, so that's a 5-point shift, and if that's statewide, that's like Harris plus 2. Now, again, this is one of those things where
I really don't, because I think something's happening with these congressional polls. Because like in every state, Trump seems to be doing way too well in these districts. Like that Connecticut district. That Connecticut district, he lost by 11 last time. He was tied in, and the only way I could see that is maybe that district's in the New York media market. That could be the case in New York.
It is. Connecticut. I thought it's the market, the media market.
Because there were those New York districts, like Pat Ryan's district, Trump was up in, but I could see that because of like the shift New York's had. So like that's not super surprising. But districts like in Connecticut and like even some of those California seats, I think it was Katie Porter's seat. That's where Scott Bow's running.
He's gonna win.
I believe Trump was tied in that district too, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I mean, I don't like. Here's the thing, though. People gotta understand, like, with how bad the Harris campaign is looking, like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but like, we could be seeing a cascading effect where, like, the next week it just implodes. But yeah, right now it's he's probably not winning Connecticut 5th right now, but.
Yeah, but if we are seeing a Trump plus 2 popular vote, like realistically by the end of this,
I think it's tied right now.
But I'm just saying, like, if Fox is the first domino to fall and we start seeing other polls there showing like Trump plus 2, we very likely could be seeing districts like that kind of going to Trump.
We might see a cascading effect where it's like one poll drops and every other poll's like, okay, you know what, screw it, we're done. Trump plus 1 or a tied vote, we're done.
I should caution people though that the in politics, the smaller sample you get or the smaller area you're polling, the less accurate the poll is. So state polls usually, so like those congressional polls, especially ones where like the districts flip all the time, a lot of people don't know the district they live in too.
Yeah, you gotta be
so
careful.
Like a lot of people like might not even know the candidates. So congressional polls a lot of times end up being like a mess.
Southern Missouri for 5. It's hard to decide Maine, New Hampshire, New Mexico, and even Minnesota this year, just because of very few polls. Although even time they do it's closer. Yeah, that's the thing with like Minnesota polling. It's been relatively speaking close this year. Now, will that be?
It depends on the poll.
Yeah, well, now, there's some shit.
Go all over the
some
place.
of those polls are just dog shit, but yeah. American Nerd for 5. If the Dems do stuff like take down sides, why can't we? It's only fair because it's illegal. I thought. Don't do illegal things. Literally God for 2. Texas will go blue in our lifetimes thanks to Tejanos. Cherokee Bear for 2. Liam from One Direction's dead. Yep, we talked a little bit about that. Yeah, F's the chat for Liam Payne.
Wait, no way. Okay, Rep, I have to interrupt you real quick. No way. Brett Baer, Border Patrol just endorsed President Trump and called you a failure. Kamala, I get it. They want support. Bro.
What? Hold on. What did he say? What did she say?
She said, "I get it. They want support."
Oh my god!
When Bear said,
No! What the hell is she doing?
"No." What
Did she
is
just like
this
call Border
campaign?
Patrol racist or something?
This interview.
Oh my god.
This interview.
Trump just needs to run this. Like, he needs to just take this clip and then run it as an
Yeah,
ad,
just
you
like
know?
the View thing, where she said, "Oh, I'm gonna do everything like Biden did." My gosh.
Now Kamala is complaining that running for president is too hard.
Oh, boo-hoo. You gotta be the next president of the United States.
This is not a real campaign. This is not
campaign,
real.
it's
you
over.
know?
Pack it up. Get out of
It's like-
here.
It was like that lady. You guys remember the video of that lady on the plane where she was like, "He's not real. This
Yep, I know
campaign
you're
is
talking-
not
yep.
real." You know?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. What a freaking joke. This is a disaster. My goodness. But yeah, back to the prediction. Yeah, I think by the time we get to November's prediction, we may have a lot of flip states. Oh, Lord. All right, let's see here. Minnesota.
Minnesota's lean
It
D.
gets better the more I look at.
Faraji has joined the channel. Welcome so much, good sir. But yeah, Minnesota's unlikely. But if this interview has an impact, we will talk about it in a month. We just gotta see.
I wish we would have just streamed this interview now, because
I
this is
can't
turning
because
out to
Fox
be more entertaining.
News. Fox News does not like my channel.
Oh yeah. No, but like, look at this, Brett. You know what I'm talking about, Brett. I actually don't.
Oh, this interview's a disaster.
Amazing.
All right, New Mexico. Likely.
Likely.
I
What
was
was
gonna say likely
Oh, he
until we
does.
got like those mail-in numbers.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
can
see
someone
that? It
explain
was
this to
D
me?
plus 40.
Yeah.
D plus 40 in 2020. Now it's D plus 9.
So, I'm gonna say I want to be played safe and just say safe for now, because I there might be some.
I put it
opportunity.
likely. No, put it likely.
Yeah,
New Mexico.
I'll say safe for just
No,
we'll
it's gonna be
wait.
within 10 for sure.
Yeah, it might be. Bill Go Mets for 5. We have to get rid of Pat Ryan the cycle, or we may not be stuck with him forever. He's a West Point neoliberal. Well, yeah, but this way we have the best chance to get rid of him. K Cup for 5. Harris running
There
for
might
president.
be a George Santos 2.0 in that district, though.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
K Cup for 5. Harris
That
running for
might be-
president is hard. Donald Trump, I literally took a bullet to the head. That's all he has to say. That's all he has to say. It's like she's complaining about running for president when I literally, the thing. What a joke. Princess
Right,
Ryder
if
for
she thinks running for president's too hard, wait until she'd actually be
Yeah, I mean,
president. You know?
That's the most stressful job in the world, being the president. And she's complaining about it? Give me a break.
Like, running against another American that you shake hands with at a debate is
Yeah,
different than managing
well, I love the
relations
fact that
with, like,
she-
Putin and
Can you
Xi, you
imagine?
know?
Think about this for a second. She gets stressed about talking in front of a teleprompter for 5 minutes. That's what they're basically implying here. That, she can't speak for more than 5 minutes.
Did you have to hold, like, mock dinners, too? When, like, foreign
Yeah.
leaders would come?
Prince Ryder for 5. New Eternals were done, and while I don't have the exact numbers, the Trump campaign has begun talking about how big the House/Senate will now be. Yeah, that's what I heard, too. Frankie Jr. for 5. I'm convinced that Butler failed. They gave up on beating Trump and now are using Harris as a throwaway candidate. I don't know. Napoleon the Great for 5. Kamala just said that Joe Biden's in a great mental shape on the Fox News interview. She sounds angry and looks horrible. This could kill her. Did she actually say he's in great health?
I'm
I
looking.
feel like if she's acting angry, she's on Fox, so of course she pretty much has to be.
Yeah.
I guess she kind of wants to be the brave and powerful woman
Right.
against the full threat to democracy Fox News.
Yeah. All right. So we got the Nebraska second. I forgot that one.
Lean to likely Democrat.
I'm saying
I
likely.
still go. Yeah, likely. It's gonna be. Osborne's probably winning it by over 10.
We shall see. But all right, everyone, it is time to get because those states, we gotta see what happens. Those are states that something crazy might happen next couple of weeks. If there's a cascading effect, we might. I don't know. I'm not saying we will, but we might see something crazy happen. But all right, it's time we go to the the 8 states that will decide the election. And you know what? Let's start with Virginia, because listen, everyone knows I have been very hesitant to talk about Virginia, like going to Trump. But we have to have discussion about what's happening here.
Well, just today, the early voting went back red again. So we had a little bit of a data correction on Tuesday because a bunch of like Nova polling stations opened up, and like there was a delay getting their votes into the system. So, but that is now corrected, and we are going red again. This is the third day that we've gone red, and we went red by about, I think, about by 0.4%. So almost half a point. Positive, and we're probably going to end up staying above 40. As far as I'm concerned, I put this firmly in the lean category, lean D. I think it might be Virginia +3 might be the sweet spot. Harris +3. Now, if it keeps getting redder and redder, like when we can start talking about if it's a tilt D or if it's a toss up or whatever. But as of right now, we haven't been given data that would suggest it goes beyond like +3.
Prince
I
Rider for
think.
2. Harris campaign's also diverting money from Wisconsin to PA. Yeah, to me that just sounds like they're trying to Hail Mary PA. They're like a last second thing. They know they're done.
We'll get to that in a second, but yeah.
American Nerd for 5. Rap. Say what you want about certain Fox News people, but Brett Bear actually tries to ask fair questions unlike other Fox News people. Yeah, he's asking questions and she can't even answer a single one. Unfreaking believable.
I'm from a middle class
Brett Bear's a good
family.
interviewer.
What, Tubbs?
Brett Bear is a pretty good interviewer.
Yeah.
He should moderate like every debate.
He's the only one that actually has a brain and tries to be honest. So...
Yeah, he's actually pretty impartial. Like, I'm not just saying that because he's with, because he really isn't that. He's like a Republican, but he's not very partisan.
like,
you know, he's
It's like these people...
I mean, doesn't Trump hate him?
he's kind of
they
like
don't like each other.
he's kind of like the right wing version of Jake Tapper, if you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, Topper and Bear should moderate every debate.
All right.
Realistically.
Yeah, that.
Doesn't Trump hate Brett though?
Yeah, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Trump has feuds with like everyone in
Yeah,
media.
everyone in the
though,
media
so.
except like Sean Hannity. That's about it. I'm like the only person he doesn't have a feud with.
Like even Tucker, he had a feud with for a while.
Yeah.
So.
But all right, I think Virginia. It's a tricky one for me.
I would say lean right now. You could even say tilt, but I would go lean.
I think Hines' current projection is Virginia Harris +5, but I'm thinking it's going to get a little bit redder, but not red enough to really make it
I'm
a
saying lean.
toss-up.
I'm
So
saying lean right now.
I'm saying lean.
I'm saying lean.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, like obviously it's still a long shot for Trump to win it, but at some point you cannot just look at the early voting and just say, "Well, there's actually good news for Dems." It's not, and it's becoming apparent that Republicans they have a chance here. It's not the most likely chance, but yeah.
And just in saying this, like we're being very conservative here because we have internals from both sides of the camp in Virginia, and it's like for Democrats it's almost +2 for Harris, and for Virginia Republicans they have it like just barely over the margin, like 0.4%. So
Yes,
we're being pretty conservative and lean D.
yeah, you can argue likely, but I don't know. It's one of those things with Virginia. We gotta
And
see
like
what happens.
here's something too a lot of people will say is like, oh, if their internals show it close, why aren't they spending money? The reason is because they don't want to like get caught off guard in the rest of the swing
Yeah,
states.
because,
So
like-
even if Trump is polling competitive,
That's
like
what
he
people
doesn't
understand.
want to like use resources there. He wants to just make sure he locks down the
Like, we
current
know this for a
battlegrounds.
fact.
You know.
The polls have Minnesota a lot closer internally, but that doesn't mean they're going to spend money there
Yeah.
because the election will be won through Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. That's where the election will be won or lost, not in Minnesota. So, and if the Harris campaign starts spending money in Minnesota, like a bunch of Democrats would just give up at that point. I think that's why they're not. So, Prince Rider for 2. North Carolina person early vote starts tomorrow. By the way, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. K Cup for 2. Honestly, how much does this interview hurt Harris? Trump campaigns have so many ads from this. This is crazy. They've had how many ads created in the past 5 minutes? Like 3? Just watching the interview. Kamala Harris 2024, everyone. Can't answer a simple question. So, let's see. That interview was horrible. Yeah, the interview was bad.
Yeah, I was really the clips I've seen. I've not seen the full thing, so I can't
Yeah,
judge.
I gotta
but
watch
from
the full thing after this, but it sounds pretty bad.
But from the clips I've seen, it's really disastrous. But I don't know.
Because, like, again, it's like, it's not just me being biased. She cannot answer a question. She made some weird gaffes about, oh, the Border Patrol supports Trump. Of course they do. It's like, What do you mean
No,
by
it's like
that?
they need support. It's like, well, if they need support, maybe you're not doing a good job on the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, maybe you just suck your job. All right. But yeah, Virginia, you can argue likely it might be lean. I don't know. I just have a gut feeling about it. I'm not saying it's gonna flip just yet, but there's something happening here. There's something happening in Virginia. All right. What did Rufus say? Oh God. Rufus.
Let me guess. Harris is crushing this
He
interview.
said
Let me
no one
guess.
cares
Is that
for
what
the
he said?
interview. That's what he said. Here's my
He
thing.
also
No, that reminded me of it back in June. He was like, "Tonight, Trump will experience the biggest debate disaster in
Yeah.
American history." And then afterwards, he said nobody watched the debate. So like that's what Rufus
You
does,
understand,
you
like,
know.
these
He
interviews,
hypes
they
up.
usually don't matter, but the Harris campaign,
Yeah.
this is clearly a sign of desperation. They with the Fox News. It's clear as day.
Yeah. Well, nobody's watching this, like deciding. But like, what's going to happen is the clips. The clips are going to be made into
Yep.
ad material. That's the thing that.
Yeah, that's what people don't get. That's what Rufus doesn't get. Rufus also had another funny tweet where he was talking to allegedly a venture capitalist
Oh, he's
who
so full of
clearly,
shit.
but he was talking to a venture capitalist who's higher up than him, obviously. And the venture capitalist is like, "Oh yeah, Trump's really funny. He's actually a lot smarter in person than you think." And basically, I want to think that interaction's real because, yeah, that was a really that just is a lot. I think I like Rufus. He's a friend of mine, but yeah, on the Trump thing, he just he doesn't get it.
Yeah, and another thing that's like,
Is that like his friend in the Biden White House too?
yeah, his
who
friend,
like said
yep,
that they
I know
were
what you're talking
terrified.
about.
I know.
No, remember the messages were on the wrong side.
Yep,
Remember
I
that?
remember that. The voices for two. I think Kamala's strategy is winning Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia. Basically, Object Clay's cater for 5. Is Virginia going to be the next Nevada for the GOP? Moving right every election would not have to flip, and maybe become new battleground state at 28 or 32. Maybe. American Nerd for 2. Besides Brett Baer, who else is good on Fox? None of them. They'll suck.
It seems to me for like Rufus, I think he's voting for Trump, but he wants him to lose.
Oh, he does. He wants him to lose. Say, "I told you so."
He's definitely voting for Trump, but he wants him to lose. But
I told you so. The Orange Man is unelectable. Like,
yeah, but that's another story. By the way, Ralston, and this is kind of unrelated, but Ralston says Nevada's a pure toss-up.
Yeah,
so
I heard that.
Yeah,
Ralston,
he's not making his prediction.
Yeah, maybe the polls are underestimating Trump in Nevada. I've been saying
That
this for a
sounds
while.
crazy. I mean, it happened in 2020. People forget about that. Until the very last second, the polls became halfway
I'll
decent.
just say that if Trump holds on to his lead in Nevada by election day, he's probably going to win the state.
And there's also another thing. You see the polls out of California and Arizona. Like California is like Democrat plus 20 to 25.
Yep.
Arizona is one of Trump's best swing states. How is Trump losing Nevada in that environment? I don't really get it. But maybe Las Vegas is too blue,
We'll
and
get
maybe
to Nevada in a second because I heard some things about it. But yeah, so Virginia,
Even like Utah is like barely moving left when like usually it moves heavily to the left when Trump's on the ballot.
American Nerd for 3. What about that guy Jesse Waters? Oh yeah, I guess Waters and Gutfeld are fine, but like everyone else is just no one likes.
Well, the problem is that they're humorous, and with the individual people working at Fox News, they're fine. They're not horrible people by default. But the thing you have to understand is that they work for a group of people that, just to not get into any details, do not have your best interests in mind as a human being or as an American citizen. They just don't give them attention. Like, if they leave, if they do other events, that's cool, but don't support Fox News. They really, the people running that show do not have your best interests in mind. I am sorry. That's just reality.
People in the media, people who work in news media, very few of them have actual beliefs. Like, just look at the Andrew Cuomo or Chris Cuomo. Like, he used to be like the biggest, libtard when he was at CNN, and then he got fired, and now he's like a centrist and borderline a conservative. It's like these people don't have real beliefs.
And his brother's about to run for mayor and might actually be a conservative to some degree.
Well, because the Cuomo's, they're just so pissed at the Democrat Party, they don't really care. That's what it comes down.
And also, Andrew Cuomo literally said Happy Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Like the party's probably just going to throw him out for that.
Yeah, but he's
But it
Italian,
gets
so.
Italian. That's like
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not going to matter to the Democrats, though.
Let's see
I
here.
mean,
Prince
let's just be real. They hate Italians.
Prince Rider for 2. Bears, Pennsylvania R+3 head to head. R+1 full ballot. Yeah, Pennsylvania's looking good for Trump. And you know what? Let's go North Carolina. What do you guys think?
Probably still lean R.
Leonard.
If Virginia is going to be within 5 points, there is no way in hell Democrats are winning that state.
Yeah.
Maybe it has bad trends for Republicans, but still.
I gotta wait and see on some of the early voting stuff. It looks good for Republicans, but I just want to wait and see because it can get a little bit weird. But
I mean, we still got the hurricane stuff as well. I don't know how fixed up.
Did you see
Asheville
that
is as far as
Quinnipiac
voting.
poll? That's idiotic.
that poll is so full of shit. Unbelievable. Trump +7 in Georgia, but Harris +2 in freaking North Carolina.
I think they just completely abandoned the western part of the state.
Yeah. Tech G 490 for 5. Virginia, you have to look out for Nova. Nevada, you have to watch for Clark Firewall. We'll get the firewall stuff in a second because I'm getting pissed off by some of these people. But, anyways, Georgia. Likely?
Lean. I would not put it as likely.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Tilt to
I
lean
think it's
R.
going to be on the border. It's going to be on the border between lean and likely to me. I don't think it's going to.
Early voting looks terrible for Dems. The Brian Kemp machine's backing Trump. That's why I could see likely, but I'm going to say for now, I want to see early voting because this could be a complete fluke. But if it's really this bad in a month, they're going to get killed in Georgia. I mean, you guys see the early voting numbers? It is bad for Dems. But,
Speaking of which, did you see that T-Pain guy that basically said that the early voting numbers were good for Democrats?
yeah, I saw that. All these guys, I think everything's good news for Dems. It's a joke.
But then again, that guy's like a massive resistant, so.
All right, Americans Almanac for 10. I think Trump would narrowly flip Miami-Dade County, Florida, so won 22 points right from 2016 to 2020. He only needs to do 8 points better to flip it. Also, DeSantis won in 2028 too. Yeah, I think he's going to flip it. I think he's going to flip Miami-Dade. DHP for 2. Any news on Senate for Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin? It looks like Baldwin's in free fall in Wisconsin. Casey is in deep trouble in Pennsylvania. Michigan, I don't really know enough about, but...
Slotkin's probably...
What? Hello?
Looks like we lost Real Texan. I believe he was going to talk about Slotkin being underwater and how it probably means Hovde's going to clear it. I also share that.
Slotkin's it's against Rogers.
My brain's going haywire. Slotkin's going bad. Rogers in Michigan's pretty good. Hovde in Wisconsin's good. I genuinely think that both of them are going to end up passing. I've been saying 2 out of 3 of the Rust Belt are going to get through. I think it's Wisconsin, Michigan. McCormick also has a chance. I don't know.
Yes, I think with Wisconsin, like, Luke, can you back me up here? I think Baldwin's at free fall. Do you agree? If he's here.
Small village. We need you.
Small village. But yeah, no, from everything I'm hearing, it sounds like Baldwin's collapsing here. I mean, it could be a mistake, but that's what I'm hearing. That she's at free fall. So. But yeah, I think...
What? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, go ahead. I think Hovde has the best chance of winning than, like, Rogers and McCormick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a good chance of winning, too. Like, Democrats in the Midwest, they are just not... They are in free fall, especially Baldwin. So... the Sandwich Man for 5. What the balls LT on saying Georgia early vote's good for Harris. I know he's paid off for Dems, but what is he even thinking? He really believes everything's good for Dems. The Georgia early vote's like 26% black or whatever. It was 30%.
We're back.
Oh, hello. But yeah, the early vote in Georgia is way more white. It's more from the Trump parts of the state. Now looking good for Dems. That guy for 5. Vote Trump. I agree. Vote Trump. Vote early. Vote in person. Vote by mail. Whatever way you can vote. Vote. But yeah, Luke, we were talking about Wisconsin Senate race. Do you think Hovde's in a good situation here?
Maybe. I like, it depends on if you want to go off public polling. If you go off public polling, Baldwin has a slight edge. You go off internal polling, it sounds like they're panicking, which, like, yes, the official internals that got leaked, quote unquote, only had Baldwin up 2. But the thing is, that was leaked by the campaign. So my thing is, either that's worse than they're doing and they're doing it for fundraising, or in reality, like, Hovde might have a lead. I'm not sure.
I've heard from
I don't
people
want
that
to
they're
give people like high hopes about the Senate races, you know? Like, I don't want people to be too optimistic, but it is a toss-up race for sure.
From what I've
But,
heard,
like, don't
I could be wrong, but I
yeah.
heard that like if Baldwin's in free fall right now. I cannot confirm that, but that's what I heard.
Like, I wanna think Hovde's gonna win, and he has a very good shot. Like, don't get me wrong, this isn't a likely D race or anything. It's gonna be, like,
Very close.
probably a Ron Johnson margin or closer, 2022. But I just don't wanna give people high hopes and be, like, expecting Hovde to win on election night, but, like, it's a race we should be watching, and it is objectively a toss-up. I heard somewhere people are calling it the closest Senate race in the country. I'd say that's probably a good way to put it right now. Maybe Pennsylvania could argue for that spot too, but I think Wisconsin probably does count.
By the way, to my friend Zelda in the chat, I understand that Slotkin was referring to Harris being underwater, but I still don't think that it really matters. I think that she needed Harris to be over the margin for her to be able to pull it through. I just don't see Slotkin winning. That was my
Yeah,
point.
I've said for a while. I think there's going to be like very little gap between between Slotkin and Harris. So I think it's going to be Republicans will either lose Michigan at Senate and President, or they'll win both of them. That's the way I see it.
Trico not for 10. Dems deserve this. They had 4 years to address Biden's mental health decline and didn't do anything about it until they couldn't hide it anymore. They made their bed, now they have to lie in it. Yeah, that's their fault. All they had to do was be honest, the American people, and they weren't. Caleb Bryan for 5. Just watched the Harris Fox interview, and oh my god, she got cooked. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
No.
Yes.
Hello.
RTX.
Yeah. Okay. Now it works. All right. So, what state are we on now? Or Wisconsin?
So we're about to go to Arizona. I want to segue to Arizona real quick.
Okay.
Of all the swing states, I'm the most confident Trump's going to win this one. I mean, what's the RCP average right now in Arizona?
Let me look. I think it's like Trump plus 1.5.
But that what polls are in there? Is it freaking Bloomberg again?
Okay, Trump plus 1.1. No, Bloomberg's gone.
Okay, what polls are in the average? Like some big Harris leads.
The only ones are Wall Street Journal and KPHO, which are both Harris plus 2.
Exactly. So, Charlie Howard for 5. Plan on voting early in North Carolina for Trump either today or tomorrow or Friday. Everyone needs a vote. We cannot get complacent. I agree. Get out and vote. No matter how you vote, vote. But yeah, so I think with Arizona...
Oh my goodness. I hate this guy so much in general. This Ben Zeisloft or whatever. I hate this guy so much. He's like, I'm an evangelical voter in Pennsylvania. I will be not casting my vote for David McCormick because of IVF. Like, shut up.
Mitchell for 10.
McCormick.
Mitchell for 10. Rap, I live in Minnesota. My doctor is Scott Jensen, the one who ran against Walz. Is he actually your doctor? Oh, God. And he told me he plans to run again in 2026. I told him, please don't. No, he better not run again. I swear, if that guy runs again...
I like to imagine that Scott Jensen is just telling his patients about his gubernatorial plans. Like, he's just like giving you a surgery, and then he's like,
I don't know.
He's like, oh yeah, by the way, should I run for governor again?
Yeah. With Scott Jensen, would you really be surprised? All right, so Arizona, what do you guys think?
Lean R.
Oh yeah, definitely
for Trump.
It's the quintessential lean R state this cycle.
I agree.
Easily.
I think it's lean R. Though early voting looks of all the swing states, I would argue it's worse than Arizona for Dems. That looks bad. Like
very good. Yeah, it's very good for Republicans. Like Arizona's been the one state like here's something too people don't talk about. They're like, oh, 2022 would overestimate. Like Lake didn't take the lead until like late September or early October. Trump has led Harris in Arizona the entire cycle except for like one day in mid-August. That was the only time Harris ever led. So like Arizona, that was the only time any Democrat was beating Trump in Arizona in the entire cycle. So that's all I need to say about this.
General Hydra for 2. Fox News Harris interview was a massacre. It was pretty bad. All right, you know what? Let's save Nevada for last. Let's go to Wisconsin.
Lean R.
Tilt R. I would say tilt R. I would say toss up to tilt either way.
Lean.
But I think it's going to be tilt R. I think, I think the Trump base is going to show up in Wisconsin. I think we're going to gain in Milwaukee. I think we're going to be stagnant in WoW. Like, Washington County is going to move right, but Ozaki could move a few points left. and Waukesha won't change that much in my
Well, you
opinion.
gotta factor in like there's
I
gonna be
think
big.
Waukesha gets slightly redder, if you want me to be
Well,
honest.
yeah,
Like,
Waukesha- here's my
I
take.
highly doubt.
But
I highly doubt there'll be Trump 2020 to Harris 2024
Yeah, so
voters
here's
in
my
Waukesha.
take. Waukesha, I think, shifts to the right slightly. Same thing with Washington. Ozaki might shift left, but I think it's counteracted by swings in Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha.
yeah, that's the point I was making. The real problem is a place called Dane County.
I'm getting sick and tired of these people. Guess what? They're gonna max out. There's only so many votes they can get from Dane. How many times I gotta explain this? They're gonna reach a ceiling eventually, and at that point, they might be at that ceiling already. I'm getting sick and tired of these people. Every year, Dane County's half the vote. No, it's not. It's what, 5% of the vote?
Yeah, well, let me do the math real quick. I'll get you.
Chico's Monkey Farm for $6. Love the stream. Keep it up, y'all. Thanks so much, good sir. It's every year. Dane
Yeah,
County.
Dane County is 10.4% of the vote.
Exactly. It's not half the vote. It's 10%. Whoop,
And
No,
just in
I
case
agree.
people are curious, Dane and Milwaukee combined are only 24% of the vote.
And I guarantee you, the rest of the state's like half. So it doesn't matter what happens in Dane. If you gain enough support in the Driftless area, you're gonna win.
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you. I was just saying, Dane's going to be
I'm
a
just getting
small
sick of
problem.
these same dumbasses that were right because for the wrong reasons in 23.
They act like Dane County is to Wisconsin what like Clark County is to Nevada.
Yeah. Makes up 10% of the vote.
But yeah, Wisconsin's tilt Republican. Wouldn't say lean personally, just because I'm a little bit cautious. But I think we're gonna win.
You know
Yeah, I want to be cautious with Wisconsin. I'm gonna go tilt, but if it's lean, I would not be surprised.
I'm
at
going
all.
lean.
Like,
I don't
it's-
care. I'm sick of these people. It's going
Yeah,
lean.
you can put it lean if you want.
Alex Maddox for 2. Check out the voting numbers in Virginia today. Yeah, I got worse for Dems. Way worse.
No.
But every year with these same dumbasses, they keep saying Dane County makes up half the vote. A 1-point shift in Dane moves the state 10 points left. No, it doesn't. That's how these people actually think. They actually believe a 1-point shift in Dane is going to cost a 10-point shift statewide. These people are unbelievable. But that's how they operate. That's what they actually believe. All right. Michigan.
It's looking really good for Trump in Michigan right now. He's
Oh,
up by a
Trump
point.
has surged ahead there, out
He's
of
up by a
nowhere.
point.
Kind of, he's led the majority. Like, here's the thing too. Like, it just kind of flipped overnight, and now he's leading like every poll out of there.
Here's
Like,
what I
it's
think
not
happened.
like where there's just. It's not like Nevada where there's just like 2 very good polls for Trump and Harris leads in the rest. Like, no, Trump has led like every poll since the
If I
switch
may-
happened.
if I may add,
the
by the
only
way,
2 blue
of the
polls are
three
currently
main,
illustrated
if
in
I
York
may
Times
add, by the
Canada.
way, if of the 3 main Rust Belt states, like in the RCP average, Trump has the biggest lead in Michigan.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
that's correct.
I think that it's because like Harris has no appeal in Michigan, none. She has who does she appeal to in Michigan? No, seriously. Of all the 3 Rust Belt states, Michigan has the most disastrous demographics for Harris. They have a large black population, they have a large Muslim population, they have a large Union population, large Catholic population. They're all shifted against her. And they're maxed out at Ann Arbor. So
Well, yeah, no, the thing that drives me insane
I
about
should
this
also
state...
point out. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was
So,
just going to say this real quick. Oh,
with those
sure,
demographics...
Whatever.
just shut
Okay,
hold
okay.
on. You figured out, let me read a super chat. Quantum Football for 10.
Yeah.
What do you think will Gallup say that their R+4 voter identification from last month has gone up to R+7? How accurate is this? Well, I love how everyone was claiming it's D+5, everyone. The very next day it was R+7. So, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is for those, you're supposed to average them out.
Yeah, I
That's what
know.
you're supposed to
And-
do.
And some
and-
people I respect, they did not do that. I don't know why some people, they just ran with it. Even though they know damn well they're supposed to average it. But, Mike for 2, Michigan Tiltar, 55 to 60%. Caleb Ryan for 5. Brett Baer is saying that she showed up late and that she was terrible to talk to. Did he actually say that?
No.
I hope so. Okay. American Nerd for 5. Rap, aren't the Wow Counties the key to winning Wisconsin? Because wasn't that how Ron Johnson
Really?
ranked Wisconsin?
No.
No.
No, let me look, because I'm going to do the math. Because, like, even if you combine Milwaukee, Dane, and the Wow counties, I'm going to see what % of the vote they make
It's
up.
not,
Give
it's
me a
like
second.
40%. if that. It may
37%
exactly.
in Milwaukee, Dane, and the WoW counties. You know, like those are the only counties people talk about. When it's like, yeah, this is the reason Wisconsin's not going to be like a swing state for very long. Like once the rurals get like much more
Ohio
Republican, it's going to be another Ohio or even Iowa. We'll have to see
People
though.
understand, like, and even then, that's banking on the fact that they keep gaining support in Milwaukee, which they're not going to. They're gonna just there's gonna be 1 year they're just gonna fall in on themselves.
Sure, and everyone like says, "Oh, but Madison's growing." Sure, but Milwaukee is one of the few cities in the United States that's losing people. Not net losing people, like it's actively like the population is going down. That is so rare in US cities. Like even Detroit has been gaining people
And guess what?
recently, yeah.
It's shifting right. There's the only city in Wisconsin you could argue. Well, Waukesha, I have my own opinions on that, but Ozaki, okay, shifting left, same thing with Dane. That makes up what, 13% of the vote? 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, that's it. Waukesha, I think, is going to stagnate. I think it's be like R plus 15 to 20 forever. And that's about it. Cherokee Bear for
as long as Republicans hold good margins in like Green Bay area, places like Racine, Kenosha, they're good. If they continue getting in the row.
Cherokee Bear for 2. Adam Kinzinger is in. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. YouTube. But yeah, thanks super chat. But yeah, like you're saying, like outside of Ozaki and Dane, can anyone think of a county that's shifted left in Wisconsin?
Maybe Eau Claire, but like even then barely.
I still think that was a fluke in 2020, but I don't know.
Anyways, Michigan.
Like Barnes did better than Biden there.
I
so.
know, but I think that was because of circumstance, not because like we just gotta see.
And it could have been university turnout too.
Yeah,
those college towns are really hard to predict
that's a problem. Too. So, but yeah, I think overall with Wisconsin, even if you include Eau Claire, that's 14% of the vote, 15. That's nothing.
And like, anyway,
because the counties surrounding Madison are all getting way redder too. Like Iowa County, like swung. Iowa County, which is like the bluest one that surrounds Madison, it was like 56 for Biden. It was like 60% for Clinton. So it shifted quite right in 2020, actually.
That's the thing people understand. Like with Wisconsin, the vast majority of the vote doesn't come from Waukesha, Milwaukee, or Madison. Like you said, it's 37%, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like in the rest of the states shifting right. And not just a quarter of a point each decade. It's like, no, 1 year it's like a 10-point shift and they're screwed here. That's what's going to happen. But anyways, enough of the rant. I'm getting sick of these people. Every year I try to explain to them, no, Madison does not make up. First of all, with Madison, they actually believe that Madison's like the entirety of Dane County. So, but yeah, anyways. Mike Finn for 2. Thoughts of the Firefighters Association and Arab American PAC not back in Harris. Also thoughts of SoCal having Harris leads in Michigan and Arizona. Again, SoCal, he is a guest on the channel. I can't really say much of the polls. But
I will say technically with Dane County,
you only had Harris up 1 in Michigan, so that's a very good result.
That's statistical noise.
I actually thought this yesterday. I was like, oh, the Arizona poll doesn't look that good. I mean, Michigan, yeah, but Arizona poll doesn't look that good. And he basically told me it's like it's statistical noise. Like, it doesn't mean that much. Like, if he had Harris up by, like, 5 in Michigan or Arizona, that would be a big fucking problem. But it's, like, a point either way. And Arizona, while I think it'll be one of Trump's better swing states, Arizona is not like the state it was in 2012. It's like a toss-up state. And it has been that way since 2018. If not 2016.
Let's see here. Lucas for 5. Larry Hogan, Dave McCormick, and Mike Rogers, Freedom Fighters for U.S. Senate. That's real. E. Honda for 5. Fox claims that Kamala's up by 6 points in the battleground states. No way.
Fox said that?
Yeah, Fox had Trump up by 2 in the national poll, but they had Harris out of the 7 battleground states.
Again, this is what you need to do. Ignore those like subsets of national polls that just say like battleground states because the sample size is like tiny. So just like ignore that. Like
that's what these polls. That's what they're gonna do. These pollsters, they're gonna hedge their bets. They're gonna say no matter what happens, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna say if Trump wins, Fox is gonna say, see, our top line was correct. Right?
Yeah.
We had Trump plus 2. If Harris wins, they're going to say, see, our battleground poll was correct. That they're hedging their bets, so they can't lose no matter what. That's what they're doing. But all right. Michigan, what do you guys think?
One last thing. I was trying to talk, but I will say this about Dane: pretty much every city there votes like Madison.
Oh yeah, I know, but like, there are parts of it that could shift right a little bit, but obviously it may not. But
Yeah, but anyways, back to Michigan. Lenar.
what do you guys think?
Tiltar. I'd say Tiltar.
Leonard, there are too many spoilers in
saying-
this
I'm saying
state for
Leonard.
Harris.
I'm saying Leonard.
There's too many spoilers. I think Jill Stein is getting a substantial support from like a couple of minorities, especially the Arabs. And again, like the governor just like pissed off all the
That
Catholics,
was
so
the
it's
dumbest
just
thing
like
she could have done. I think that was sabotage, but that's just my take. That was
I
sabotage.
don't, even
I
think, think it's just the Muslims that voted for Stein. It's
Yeah.
it's like the Ann
Yeah,
Arbor.
Redigo made this point. Redigo made that point on his stream last night where he said that like she's trying, like she wants to be the nominee in 2028.
She wants
So like she's got no vested interest in Harris. Like she doesn't necessarily want Harris to
That's what I'm saying,
lose,
like,
but she's got no vested interest.
That's what I'm saying. Like
winning,
Shapiro in Pennsylvania. That same thing there. It's like
yeah.
they have nothing to gain from Harris winning. Like, of course they want Harris to win, but like, yeah, I don't know.
That's why you shouldn't buy into this doom about them R-wording it again, because like there's no vested interest from the Democrat governors to do that, you know?
But yeah, and anyways, in the problems we had in 2020, which we'll not get into, but they've been solved most of it, so calm down. Pennsylvania.
Also, I want to point out one last thing about Michigan. Trump is leading by the biggest amount in RCP since Biden dropped out.
Yeah, it's
so
Leonard.
that's something with
I don't
Michigan.
care. It's Leonard. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah. Also with Jill Stein, I think it's not just the Muslims that are for her. It's also like the progressive college students, like the communists. And
Yeah.
stuff.
I said there's a couple demographics going for her. That's what I said, yeah.
Alex Ledbetter for 2. Breaking Trump approval 53-46 at Fox News poll. Yeah, people. I think what's happened is a combination of people realizing, oh wait a minute, I hated Harris. She was incompetent all this time. But at the same time, I think people are finally realizing yet again that they don't like Trump. I know a lot of people that don't like Trump, but they're gonna vote for him just because the world was a better place back then. That's a fact. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that. They don't like Trump, but they like his policy. So.
All right, Pennsylvania.
I wonder if Jill Stein will win Dearborn.
We'll see. But what do you guys think about Pennsylvania? This is one of those states where early voting's that's another black eye for Dems there. Not looking good for them.
It's probably Leonard as well.
Is this the first time we've ever had all these states?
Yeah, that's the state in the Rust Belt I'm the most confident about, to be honest.
Is every state's Leonard? I don't think we've ever had this before.
I mean, we'll see about. Nevada will probably be a little different, but
yeah, we gotta talk about Nevada. But like of the Rust Belt states, I don't think we've ever had the exact same before. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can I say that Nate Silver is doing anything possible to stop Trump from taking the lead in his model? Like every day now, it's like
he has like 0.3 away from flipping.
Winning.
He's hedging his
Yeah.
It's like every day. It's like it was Harris plus 0.4 yesterday. Today it's Harris plus 0.3. It's like it was like back in March when RCP was like refusing to have Biden in the lead in the average. Remember that, where it was like he was leading by the smallest of small margins.
Okay, I want to point out one last thing about Michigan. I actually just looked this up on DRA. Dearborn voted for Biden by 49.
Yep.
Hamtramck voted for Biden by, I believe, that's 72.
Jeez.
Those
and Hamtramck might flip Trump this year. Interestingly enough,
I don't think they're flipping to Trump, but I think you might see those margins come.
The mayor's fully backing.
Let me speak.
It's not that big of a city, too. It's not that big of a city.
Let me speak.
But anyways, I think both of those cities are actually. I think you could probably see those margins cut in half, like literally in half.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, now it's time for the last state, Nevada.
I honestly, I still think this is like the purest toss-up.
I agree.
But if it's really
just with everything happening in Tiltar.
If this is getting this bad for Harris, you could make the argument for Tiltar.
So here's what I'm going to say. There's 2 reasons why I think it's Tiltar for now. Just hear me out. Or actually 3 things. Actually, there's 4 things. 1, voter registration looks bad for Dems there. That's a fact. No one's denying that. Early voting looks pretty bad for Dems. Another thing. But the 2 main reasons why I think Dems are in trouble here is what John Ralston said. He is basically saying he's not going to make a prediction. What does that tell you? If that hack's not doing a prediction, that basically means he's not going to. That means Trump's going to win. and he wants to save face. That's what it comes down to.
No, because like all his followers are liberals, and
Yeah.
if he predicted a Trump win, he would get a bunch of backlash. So
But I think that's the second biggest reason. The number one reason why I think she's in trouble is the culinary unions. Did you guys see that Political article a couple days ago? What they said?
I actually did not know what happened.
The culinary unions, the guys that help Democrats win every year, they flat out admitted to Politico, Harris is going to lose to Nevada by a lot. That's what they said. The culinary unions are never wrong. When they say something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And they're right now saying Harris is cooked in Nevada. American Nerd for 5. American people almost voting for Harris like Mr. Krabs playing golf like, wait a minute, I hate Harris. Well, yeah, basically. Mike for 2. Nevada's safe, or trust the plan. Real. But, so what do you guys think of Nevada, though?
I think it's probably Tiltar.
I would say a toss-up, but it could be Tiltar. My reasoning is, Ralston. I think the polls are a little weird there. I know the polls generally overestimate Republicans in that state, but that is not going to happen this time. I'm pretty sure of it.
And aliens.
I don't trust the state. I don't trust it at all.
What
Like
were
the
you
one
asking me?
thing in the aggregate that's like bringing up the entire average is Wall Street Journal. It's like a Trump +6. It's like a giant outlier that's like pulling it red in the aggregate, and we can't trust the polls anyways with Nevada.
Yeah, so
I'm
aliens,
just
like,
I know, but the thing is though with Nevada is like, how are the states around it going?
well, yeah, they're all shifting right.
That's the reason. Yeah, that's the main reason that I'm more bullish on Nevada than you would think.
But yeah, so aliens, like, give a talk about what do you think with Nevada right now?
Tiltar.
You think Tiltar?
I think that if the popular vote is tied, I can't see Nevada suddenly trending 2 points to the left.
That's true. That's one thing that people gotta like understand. Nevada's shifting very slowly to the right, but it's been trending consistently, like a point to the right, a point to the right. It's every year. Does that not happen this cycle? I doubt it. So you know what?
And if Hispanics are driving the shifts nationally as well, then that just makes it even worse.
And if the culinary union's outright saying that it's over here, you know what? Tiltar.
I actually just realized this right now. So ever since Trump took the lead on RCP for Nevada on October the 11th, 5 days ago, the margin has increased.
Really?
It's increased. It was Trump plus 0.2. It's now Trump plus 0.5.
Yeah.
And on this day, by the
it's
way, in
cascading
2016, on this day, 2016, it was Clinton plus 2.5, and it was Biden plus 5 in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the polls like in November and late October, they tend to be, more favorable for Republicans sometimes.
Now, without the Wall Street Journal poll, it would probably still be a very, very slight Harris lead, but
yeah, that's nothing.
I mean, if Wall Street Journal poll was a lot more narrower, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't know if Trump would lead, but it would be very close.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, so far.
Guys, Ye just had some news about Minnesota. You wouldn't believe what it is.
What?
It's about the Minnesota.
Redfield and Wilt, no way. Royce
To be
White.
honest-
What?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, Redfield Wilton is a joke pollster.
I know,
let's
but
just be
like-
honest.
I thought you knew about that earlier. We'd already discussed that poll, didn't we?
No.
The one with Royce White that was like down by 7 or something?
No, this is a
To
new
be-
one.
Redfield
Wait, what?
Wilton has had Minnesota Senate that close all year. They've had Royce Wright outperforming Trump all year.
I
Like
hope that
Redfield,
I
just
laugh.
ignore Redfield. Okay, it's a UK pollster. They don't know what they're doing. They're just a mess. Okay,
Yeah.
like just
American
ignore
Nerd
them.
for 5. Rap. If Trump wins in Nevada, does Sam Brown make it to the finish line or will there be ticket split? He's not going to win. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, no, that's literally the exact poll that I think we were talking about earlier. That was the one from earlier today.
I don't remember. What? I didn't talk about it.
Yeah. I was talking about that with Real Texan before you joined.
Okay,
Rap.
yeah, that's why. That makes sense. But yeah,
And here's the thing: Redfield can't even predict the UK elections correctly,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't
yeah,
trust them
they
in the
suck.
US.
they don't know what they're doing. Would it be funny though? Royce White like gets within like 5 points.
Oh, did you guys see what John Rowe sent in chat? It's a tweet from Johnny Maga.
Yeah,
it's-
so there's
Well,
basic
Biden-
confirmation now about what we were talking about earlier. It's that Brett Baer actually went on to Fox News after the interview aired because it was pre-recorded, obviously,
Whoa.
and he said they were icing the kicker. He said that they were actually trying to shorten the interview as much as possible. That she came in very late, and that she was not prepared to go toe to toe with him. So that's kind of embarrassing. He's basically calling her out for attempting to try and manipulate the interview into being favorable for her.
Well, that's what she did here. That's exactly what she
Yeah.
did. She pulled up late, and that interview. Why did she do that? If that was a stunt she was gonna pull, why do it? Because that's to make her look terrible. And all the Trump campaigns do is just run ads on this. What they should do.
You know what they say? Brats always show up fashionably late.
Oh, gosh, what a joke. And,
Also,
like,
I love how Harris is attacking Trump for being pro-trans in the military. What is this campaign, dude?
this campaign's a joke. It's a
You know what this
freaking-
campaign reminds me of?
She's attacking Trump for being too pro-trans.
This makes the Biden campaign look competent. That's how
You
bad
know
this
what
campaign
this
is.
campaign reminds me of?
What?
You know what it reminds me of? The DeSantis campaign.
It's worse. I would say it's worse.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
this
we're at the
is-
point now where DeSantis would actually probably lose, or would probably win against Harris.
Oh,
although
at this
barely.
point, yeah, I think you would.
I think we're at the
I
point where
have been-
Vivek might beat Harris. I'm gonna be
Even
like,
Nikki
we're
Haley
at
probably
the...
would have won just because. I mean, at least she could speak a coherent sentence. Mike,
I have been saying this over and over and over again, pretty much since Kamala started her campaign and we saw the brat memes and everything else. And I'm not some sort of magical prognosticator. I don't think there's anything special about me, but you sit there and you look at it, and I think this is the worst run campaign that we're probably going to see
I
for
agree.
probably the majority of the rest of our lives. It is the worst Democrat campaign, and if this all crashes and burns in the next 2 weeks, then that I think I'll be completely vindicated on
and
that.
I
it's
think
not
we're
an,
gonna
it's
see-
not a hard
Oh,
call.
yeah.
And I think Democrats have a lot of soul searching because I think they're going to think, why the hell do we get rid of Biden?
Gretchen Whitmer might actually run a comparable campaign to Kamala Harris
Yeah,
if she's
and again,
nominated. Maybe
Back
even
in
AOC.
August too. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I got super chat. Figure it out. A Mike Finn for 2. Real question is how Nevada votes on Jill Stein referendum. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be Jill Stein, yes or no.
Jill Stein, yes or no? No. But yeah, so like, do you guys think after the election, let's just say this is a cascading effect where they just implode the next week, which I'm hearing there's a chance it does happen. We can see that like the next week or so they just outright collapse. If this happens, they just lose everything, which I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but there's a chance. Does the Democrat
Trump
Party-
went on the PBD podcast.
Okay. But yeah, do you guys think that the Democrats after the election are going to do some soul searching, thinking, why the hell do we get rid of Biden? Are they going to
No,
think
they're
that?
not. No, they're not going to do
No,
that.
they're just gonna have a competitive primary between Shapiro and Whitmer in 2028.
No, what I'm saying, like,
And,
no,
like,
like, do you think that they're going to regret kicking Biden out?
No.
I mean,
I don't know.
They're going
I
to call the
think- I
country
think there
racist
was
and blame the
no-
election on Russia.
fair enough.
No, because as bad as Harris is, Biden would have done a lot
No,
worse than
I'm
Harris.
sorry,
Like, let's.
I
be
want to
real.
see what happens next week, but if the cascading
I
effect
don't think it's gonna get as bad. Like, I don't think we're gonna get to like New Jersey tide levels
we'll
where we
see.
were like after that.
Yeah,
debate,
but I
you
think
know?
that was a response bias. That was going to fade away a little bit, but we just got to see. K-Cup for 2. Barry Goldwater would beat Harris. I don't think so, but American Nerd for 5. The Dukakis and Mondale campaigns look more sane and smart compared to the Harris-Brad campaign. Well, this campaign just sucks, so.
Dick Cheney is Brett.
No,
That's what
and-
chat's saying.
Yeah, and one thing too, I wanted to say, John Rose, you talked about earlier how you knew kind of from the beginning it was pretty poorly run.
Yeah.
Even people like David Axelrod back when during the summer when she was having that like quote unquote surge, like he was saying that like yeah, the private polling is like Trump is still beating her big.
Yeah,
So like all that, it was just public polling. That's all it was. Like public polling showed this Brotmentum or whatever the hell,
Rot.
and like people believed it.
Well, you guys spent, because I wasn't talking on these streams the whole time, but I was listening to you guys, and we were talking about response bias the whole first month of Harris's campaign. But like, think about the internals before all of that happened. Harris barely performed better than Biden in any of the states
Yeah.
from Democrat
She was
high
worse. She was
quality
doing worse in a
internals.
lot of them
And I
too.
think that was because, and I think the only reason she was doing better because people thought, oh, that's not Biden, but better than Biden.
Yeah.
And they finally realized, oh, wait a minute. That's why we actually got. That's why we don't like her.
So we were running on the premise that she just will barely be better than Biden or maybe worse in some states. And then we went into the actual campaign, and it looks like all of the competent people that were around Biden did not fall into line with Harris. It seems
They
like
got
that her
thrown out.
campaign was run by like millennial women or
They
something
weren't.
like that.
It was millennial women that ran this campaign to the ground. That's a fact. You think I mean, wouldn't you really be surprised? I don't know.
Like even
mean,
James
we're
Carville started spazzing out at some of them, you
Yeah.
know, and that's
Sophia Lotkis for 2. Arizona first-time voters. Trump 50%. Dems 25. Indeed 25. You have Republican. I mean, if it's that Republican, they're cooked there, but that's kind of expected.
I just now realized that RCP actually underestimated Biden in Minnesota in 2020.
Yeah, but to be
Crazy.
fair, there was a lot of, there's not that many polls back then.
Oh yeah, they barely ever pull Minnesota anyways. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
it'll
D-
probably be like Harris plus 3 or 4 or something.
DHP for 2. John McCain 2004's worst campaign. I wouldn't go that far. McCain's problem was, well, he had a lot of problems, but like some of the stuff he did was like picking Palin was a smart move, but outside of that, yeah, it was pretty bad. But it wasn't as bad as this one because at least he could say, well, the economy just sucked. That's why he did so bad. But
He gets to use that as his excuse, but McCain ran a terrible campaign. I remember, like, it was like at either the RNC or something else where, like, there was a green screen that fell behind him in the middle of it, and it was just like this completely embarrassing public event where he just looked totally incompetent. He looked like he was run by incompetence. McCain was horrible. Like that campaign was the worst campaigin that
yeah,
we
but at
had.
least they made a decent vice presidential selection. I know people don't like Palin, but she made sense.
she
No,
was,
I don't care what you say.
I
Palin
get-
saved Republicans' asses that year down the ballot. I don't
I-
care what people say.
It makes sense that his campaign sucked because
Well,
a lot
yeah,
of
she
people-
shored up Republicans, but she was when if it came to like getting independent, she was
Well,
not
no.
very
She
good
actually,
at that.
she actually served a purpose. Walls are just
Yeah,
like
to shore up.
walls.
Yeah, the circumstances of that year mean she was a good VP pick, but in a normal year, she wouldn't be. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Okay, can I say something? Okay, so it makes sense that his campaign sucked because a lot of his people seem to be running the Harris campaign.
Basically, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked by that.
Well,
It's
yeah, I
Harris
mean, she
people.
has like 100 or so McCain people on her
I
side.
thought,
so-
oh yeah, all the McCain people. That's right. I remember that. They touted that.
The
We have all the
curse of
McCain
McCain.
people.
The
What?
curse of McCain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
And then we got Brat Dick Cheney. We got Brat McCain, Brat Dick
Brat.
Cheney.
Brought.
All right. I think we're doing last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls.
Oh,
for
speaking of
questions.
McCain, we got to wait for the Meghan McCain stuff
Surely.
because apparently, I mean, John McCain and Joe Biden were very close friends. We all know that. Apparently, he absolutely hated Kamala Harris. And so I think she's supposed to expose some stuff, and I think that's actually why she voted for Biden, but she's not voted for Harris.
Would it be
So-
funny if like she endorses Trump to spite him? Or spite
No,
him?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
think she will,
think
but like it would be kind of funny though.
she's probably going to vote for like Chase Oliver or something, or she'll probably write in her dad or something.
She'll write in like McCain or like Reagan.
Yeah, like she's very anti-Kamala. Like she hates both of them. She's been very vocal. Like she's not just like someone who's like, I'm not voting Trump, but no, she's been attacking Harris too. You know. So.
All right, so okay, everyone, that's gonna be last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls for questions, concerns. Begin sending them now.
Donate to Rap. He needs to keep his channel afloat. We can help
Real.
him out. We can do it.
Yeah, I see a lot of support for Palin in the comments, and I was gonna say, I think like, my better half's like entire opinion on Palin was just that she really wished she had run, like maybe for Senate or even just for like anything else. It's like it's so sad that her her entire political career had to get crash burned and systematically destroyed by the media monster back then. It was really bad.
That probably is why. I mean, that's
No, then
probably
she tried running again like 15 years later. You know.
Yeah, that if she would have ran like in 2010, she would probably won against Murkowski. I'm predicting that she would have won. I don't care what people say.
If he would have
I think
beat
it's just
Murkowski
like
in
history.
2010, though.
I think it's just that history's been rewritten to paint her as the villain rather than McCain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's McCain people. It was McCain people that painted her as a bad person, even though that she saved him in like Missouri and Montana, the Dakotas. It's a fact.
I'm wondering if I'm wondering if like in retrospect, did he think that he probably would have done better if he picked what's his face? Lieberman?
Oh, he would have got crushed. He would have lost every state. But yeah. Alright, I think that's it, folks. I think we're gonna call it a stream. So yeah, this is the second to last presidential prediction. Crazy to think.
To be completely honest, it's
we-
probably not going to change in the next one.
I don't know. We got to see this interview.
Except maybe Virginia, but we'll see what happens.
This interview was.
Oh no, we'll
bad.
see. Look, if what you're talking about's true, and or like if what you're suggesting could potentially happen, we see like a collapse. We may have to do an emergency midway through one. Because if something big happens.
I'm saying like if we see like a bunch of there's like a fist fight or something, then yeah, we'll have.
We still have half of October left, so we still have plenty of time for an October surprise.
I think what we're gonna see is this is my hot take. The Harris campaign is gonna have like they're gonna have like a shouting match against each other, and it's gonna be leaked. That's my hot take.
Apparently, there might have been a shouting match.
I gotta, because I'm probably gonna be doing weekly predictions to that. I'm gonna post my channel link in chat real quick. So be sure to give me 1 second. So don't edit real quick. I want to post my link.
I think I heard there might have been some drama between Biden and Obama today.
Yeah, there was some drama. American Nerd for 5. Who would have been a better VP pick for McCain in 2008? I'm thinking Huckabee would have helped him. Huckabee would have never got picked, but he would have done good, I think.
Huckabee probably should have been the nominee.
He would have done way better if he was the nominee.
Link doesn't work, so at Lake Politics YT, everyone go sub right now. Yeah, I need to
feel like Huckabee would have probably been the nominee if Al Gore was president.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's like you probably get like Rudy 2004 and then Huckabee in 2008, because I don't know if McCain would have done it again or whatever.
All right.
Or maybe McCain would have ran in 2004 and lost the primary.
All right. I think I gotta call it a stream here. I do gotta get going. There's some stuff going on, but yeah, this is it. We may have another prediction stream. I gotta wait and see if there's like a cascading effect that does happen. We will have another one. But I'm assuming right now this is the Panoplid the final prediction, second to last. Surely there will be
or third to last.
I swear, if there's something like tomorrow where it's like, yeah, we'll be like a left-wing pollster, and it has like Trump plus 10, like Ipsos or something.
Or
do we get like a right-wing pollster with
which
Harris
is her endorsement to Trump? That's what happens. That's the October surprise.
Or do we get a Trafalgar poll with like Harris up by 10 in Michigan?
I'll laugh, but. Alright, I think we're gonna call the stream here, guys. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, excuse me, I had to sneeze. And of course, join the channel today. And I think that's it. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see me in. Godspeed. Actually, last thoughts from anyone?
Go vote early.
Real.
Vote.
Vote however you can.
Get out and help.
Get out and help.
Vote for Donald Trump.
That's real. Again, vote however you can. Vote by mail, vote in person early, vote on election day, vote however, and bring 5 people to vote with you. At least one person, but try to make it 4 or 5 people.
Unless they're voting for Harris, then don't bring them. But if they're voting Trump, bring them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We'll see you guys next stream, video, wherever you see me in. Godspeed.